Alright, what is up YouTube? MK40 here. We are in top 4. Josh is probably going to win locals, but
what's up, guys?
We have what is this monstrosity?
We're playing Pendulum Magician's post ban list. I really like the deck, and I think the deck has the highest ceiling moving forward still, so I believe it's still an optimal deck that I should be playing and I want to adventure with, and I've been playing quite heavily this week.
I know you're not playing Duelist Alliance.
I am not playing Duelist Alliance anymore. I don't think Duelist Alliance is that crazy great, not being able to get double Iris or a plus engine. Like, it reads Search Luster, which I think Luster's lackluster in the deck to begin with. I don't play Luster. So it literally, I'd get me a Star Pendulum Graph, which that's good, but it's not really great on its own. And then Time Pendulum Graph I think is too slow for the format. I don't need any more cards going first because my deck is already so good going first that adding cards that I can brick on going first I don't believe is correct right now. I could be wrong if the format ends up being slower, but usually just ending on Deco Talker Vortex and Tornado Dragon is strong enough to win me almost all my games. But this is the list that I came up with. Since I'm not playing the Alliance engine, I actually get more room to play hand traps. So I'm playing 3 Ash, 3 Valor. Valor I think is the best hand trap right now, going second. Like, flat out the best hand trap, going second or first. I really like it in the mirror. Hitting Electrum's pretty devastating. Ash is more flexible though.
You don't like Ogre over Valor?
I like Valor over Ogre right now. Stopping the Astrograph from going to the extra deck is really critical. Ash I like because it's so versatile. It punishes 60 card grass decks that I absolutely can't stand getting grassed for like 30.
And you said going second is really bad for you too, right?
Yeah. So I definitely try to play as many of the best hand traps and versatile as I believe. Okay. Ash I think is just super good because the Trick Star matchup it's a lot better. And Valor's not awful if you peg the Candina. I mean, you get blown out if they have Lycris, but this card's not going to get any more value in that matchup.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
For my one, I'm playing one.
How do you feel about one?
I love Curtain Raiser at 1. It's not good after turn 1, really special summoning it, but.
But what do you mean if you top deck it? It's 2200.
It's 2200, but I should have scales. Like, it's a really good one of high scale. I thought about cupping it to 2, but it's a good one of. For my Magicians, I play 2 Oaths. Oaths super solid at 2. I like having the second one because if you peg one on Desires, having one to recur monsters from the extra super strong. Getting it off of Astrograph's good too. 2 Black Fang. I actually want to move this up to 3, and I'll show you what I'm going to cut later. I'm going to cut Flush, but this card's really good against Rogue. It's just such a versatile card, and just being another Pendulum monster is solid. 3 Harmonizing, yeah, you don't.
Pretty brainless there.
3 Wizzy.
How are you feeling about this?
I love Wilson Eye. Wilson Eye is the best guy. I mean, he triggers Astrograph, he goes all around.
I heard Durant complaining about opening up 2 of these and it doesn't seem that good right now.
You take what you can get.
Yeah.
3 Purple Poison, he's still really good. And then for the engines, I play the Time Gazer with the Chromo guy. Super good. You pop him in your scale, summon him from your deck or hand. Like, he's super good. Like,
we needed a self-replacement engine, so...
Yeah, like, he just places the engine, and this makes Dorito. Okay. So that's really good. Stargazer with triple Astrograph.
How are you feeling about this? Because a lot of people have had different opinions about this all week.
It's good. It's not bad. Like, it gives me another summon extender so I can make Electrum without Pendulum summoning. And, like, it's not bad. Like, at base, this thing's just a level 1 Pendulum scale. Like, and the deck lacks lows, so... and then I'm playing the Dark Worm engine. This engine is fantastic, being able to get you gate 0. Like, all it does is get you a 0 scale, and it's like a Skull Crobat.
So why do you want to cut Foolish Burial when you're maximizing?
Why do I want to cut Foolish Burial? Foolish Burial, I actually never really appreciated it because it put me all in on Electrum. Like, Foolishing this for this sounds good in theory, but it puts you really fragile to being blown out by Cherries if they Cherries Electrum. Like, it doesn't add anything, and this also just gives you another point where it's like...
Well, I mean, isn't your deck kind of just the purpose of trying to get into Electrum?
Trying to go in first, going to Electrum. Yeah. But I think that this would rather be a 3rd Black Fang. It's just a lot. I feel like it'd be something worth testing. 1 Upstart. I want to be the most consistent going first deck I can be. I play 3 Desires because I want to draw and I need every plus.
This is another one. You
said, can go to 2.
Well, you also said like you don't really have much of a. You really don't have it. You have to play this now.
Yeah. You need a +1. 3 Wavering because I think the mirror will be prominent and sighted out going against anything else. But in the mirror, this card's the nuts.
It's just shit everywhere else.
My side deck, though.
Okay, let's get some reasoning on this here.
Alright. 2 Raw. My package for going second against me right now is 3 Reaper, 2 Raw. The Raw is super absurd because the most common board we found us making was Deco Talker, Tornado, Vortex, and this completely cleans it up.
Yeah.
And Raw is also really good against desk bots that I play against locally, but Cherries is super good because once they go in all on Electrum,
you just blow them out.
Blow them out because a lot of people won't pendulum summon. They won't look at their levels and think about it too much if they're just going to link with it to Electrum. So occasionally you can punish people for summoning the 3-guy back.
And once again, do you think this is mandatory now?
I do think the Raw is mandatory. Like, I was on the board with Kaijus, but Kaijus weren't just enough. Like, ending on Deco Talker is oddly really good in the mirror.
And you really don't care about your normal summon as much in this deck?
You don't, because you're not going to play that game before if you leave Vortex Tornado. Like, you're playing a game that you weren't going to play. 1 Judgment, 3 Barrier. Barrier's absurd in the mirror going first. Absolutely fantastic card going first. Judgment I'm not sold on, honestly. Paying half your life is actually quite a cost in this
Such
game.
a good card against Trickstars, I heard.
It's such a good card. No, it's terrible.
I know.
No, like, Judgment's alright. It's not... I think I'm going to cut it, actually. 3 evenly, it reads, don't play a trap dot deck if you can't answer evenly. It punishes people for playing Paleo. 3 Solemn Strike. It's really good in the mirror because as me and my friend progressed in the mirror, we realized that if you get Veilered or you get timely hit by a Reaper, that you can't establish anything, and they just pass, so that you need something you can set that you can still stop their pendulum summon. And this is also really good against players that just summon everything into it.
Yeah, especially in the earlier the formats develop.
And I noticed a lot of people weren't playing Black Fang, which I think is critical to playing around Strike.
Yeah.
So if you're not playing Black Fang, they just literally get blown out.
Alright.
Extra. The 1 of Vortex, the 1 of Supreme King. He just copies anything. And he's
what do you want to copy with this?
Electrum.
Oh, you're right.
He copies Electrum or anything. Ignister, Omega, Supreme King, do it again, Clear Wing. He's super awesome. Baguska, the Dark Rebellion guy, Tornado, like I talked about. Odd Eyes, because he's how you get into him. We're trying an Underclock Taker because I wanted to.
Why?
Okay, so after playing the mirror sighted a lot, we ran into the problem that if I got Raw Spear moded and I left 1 monster, I needed a way to link into something with the Raw.
Yeah.
So I didn't give it back so they could make Deco Talker and summon PS3 or 4 on me.
Yeah.
And it just gave me something there. Oh, it should be a Naruto again, I think.
Okay, so you're going to cut this for Naruto.
3 Electrum. I think 3 is actually necessary in this right now.
If you have 2, can you go for it more budgetly?
Yeah, you can go to 2. I would never play this deck with 1. I would play 2.
Oh, absolutely not. Because there was a couple cases today I think you were talking about that you could just link into a second one. And you got to remember, only the draw effect is once per turn.
Yeah, only the draw effect is 1. So loading up Astrograph is super key. 1 Deco Talker, he's the best. This effect that stops things from getting targeted is critical because people don't realize that like unending, like Cosmic Cyclone, slow trap removal targets, and you can just use Deco Talker, Tribute, negate it.
Okay.
1 Scaldred. He's the best rank 4 we have for our deck because he's 3 down arrows. You occasionally get to get his 3 and 4 effect off. It's not often.
I don't think that happens a lot.
It doesn't. But he's just the best rank 4.
Explain this for a few people. How are you achieving this?
You use 2 level 7s in this deck, so like... Gate is also a 7. So I overlay into this guy, and I have Electrum up in my scale, up in my link zone. You link these 2, so you have Electrum in this.
Yeah.
Link these guys up, wherever my decode is. Trigger, Vortex.
Okay.
So that is how you go from any 2 level 7s and an Electrum gets you a Deco Talker Vortex.
Okay.
So that gets you a free negate, and you usually can end on the Tornado, like I said.
Okay. He's putting it in. He's putting in over Underclock Taker. Why not more copies of this?
Believe it or not, this card's not that great. Drawing this card just feels bad. I wanted to play 2 for a while, but at the end of the day, it's not a Magician, and a lot of my deck needed to synergize. Like, my Wilson eyes suck without having Magicians in my scales. So, like, I don't want to have a 5, so I need to have a Magician for sure. And same with triggering Oath Dragon. And a lot of these guys, like your Garnets, only work if you have another Magician. So like you have to have them live. So if you don't have them live, like your Garnets, these don't become real scales. And that's a huge problem.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And also, drawing 2 of this felt so bad that I'm just like, huh. And I mean, you take the risk that you can get off of Desires.
Yeah.
But I mean, at worst B, this is still a scale 0. Like, it doesn't have that high of a ceiling, but it also doesn't go that low. So, just one of those cards I like.
Any final comments?
Oh no, I can't think of anything about the deck. I'm playing it at Indy this weekend. I'll be playing something similar to this.
Shout out to Darren.
Shout out to Darren Shoemaker for testing with me quite a bit. It's been a grind going to Atlanta. I'll see you guys there.
All right, guys, we're out.